Hi, my name is Arnie Villarreal. Thank you for joining us on a Compton Cop YouTube channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe and hit like. And please enjoy the next video we're about to show. Hello, fellow Leos. Thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to have my buddy John here. He's our technical advisor on filming, on all the stuff that goes to the back end stuff. Yeah, there you go. And in fact, he's the guy that really kind of got me into this this stuff on YouTube and other things.
Hello. So
he's the one to blame. All right. But today we're going to talk about. I've been getting a lot of requests on how the photo I put out a couple weeks ago on the 60-kilo bust.
The one with your guns like this?
Exactly. So we're
I'm hardcore.
Yeah, right. So they were asking me, hey, Arnie, how did that really happen, man? You got to tell the story.
What year was that? Because we're going to talk about the 60-kilo bust, right?
Yeah.
60 kilos.
60 kilos, man.
How much is that in pounds?
Oh, geez.
We figured it out, didn't we?
We did. It has to be over, it's 2.2 pounds per kilo. So you figure over 120 pounds. 120 pounds. Street value was at least.
That's about one of you. 120 pounds.
That's right, man. My left leg.
Street value back then.
Back then, street value, you break it down, you cut it down, but each kilo back then was about anywhere from 17 to about $22,000 a kilo, which was huge. To this day, I guess, I still hold the record for 60 keys there in Compton, which is pretty good. Unless somebody else broke it, hey man, more power to you, brother. Be good.
But there's no more Compton PD.
No more Compton PD. It's been
LA
defunct.
County Sheriff.
Yes.
But we're going to also get in, this guy has some stories, right? And we're also going to get into the fact that this bust led you down a very dark path.
Yes, it did. Later on in years, how it happened. Yeah, we'll get into that, the politics and the government behind it. Just ridiculous.
Conspiracy theories do exist, my friends.
Right, they sure do. I remember that morning, my sergeant and I, Nussman, rest in peace, we had to go file with the DEA, an asset forfeiture proceeding. So we're downtown LA, but before that I had met an informant, turned the informant to work for me, and it was turned out to be real good. The informant was very informative, no pun intended, but no, it was good. And so Jeff and I are down there at the DEA office filing a report, the asset forfeiture proceedings, and my informant pages me. Anybody remember pagers back then? So
only drug dealers had pagers.
Right. So I called the informant back. And the informant tells me, hey V, what's going on? How you been? Started talking, small talking, but the informant tells me that there was 60 kilos in a RV at a location there in Compton. And it's going to be moving. It's going to be moving, I believe, to Texas or Arkansas. Wow. The informant gives me the location, of where it's at. I'll tell Jeff, hey man, let's go check this thing out, man. See if it's live. So Jeff and I hustle back down after the forfeiture. We go by the location. There's the RV, described as the informant gave me.
Like Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it was. So we were trying to figure out how in the heck are we going to watch this RV. So we noticed that they were one street away from a commercial district area. So Jeff and I went and visited an owner of the commercial area, which was a tall roof, So Jeff and
What part of Compton is this?
It's the south area of Compton near Santa Fe and Alondra. So we get up on top of the roof, and this must have been about noon, 1 o'clock. I'm feeling like crap. I got like 102 temperature. Just feeling terrible, So we're cracking jokes up there. We're watching the RV. Nothing yet.
What kind of jokes?
Oh man, just hey, you're a man. No, you're a hey, let me read you a bedtime story. Things like that, Sick stuff. Having a good time up
Cops
there.
are sick people, sick individuals.
Yeah, we get these little squirrels in our heads, man. You can't calm them down sometimes,
1 in the afternoon, huh?
Yeah, so we're sitting there, we're watching this.
Hot as hell?
God, no. It was kind of cool, but the sun was out. So we run the house, we run the plates, because you would always want to run these locations through it's called, it was called back then a LA clearinghouse,
Wait, what are you talking about, dude? LA Clearinghouse.
Yeah,
You run what place? The house or the commercial
the
building?
house, the address, the license plates, to make sure that no other agencies are working that location.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like the feds were watching it and about to move?
Right. It would be, on the radar, So we didn't
Step on
interfere.
anybody's toes.
Exactly. We
Shoot a
didn't
federal officer.
Exactly. And that almost happened to me. That's another story.
Really?
Oh yeah. In Linwood.
So when I think about that, I think of Point Break.
Right.
That scene when they're arresting, what's his name? Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah, have you seen
Yeah.
it? And he shoots himself in the foot.
I can't remember. Yeah.
But then they bust everybody. Keanu Reeves busts everybody, and then they discover that one of the guys was on the inside was a federal agent.
Oh wow. I don't remember the movie.
Yeah.
I've seen it,
So I mean, how do you check that? Is there not? There's no website.
No,
You
there's no
call?
website, but they call in. They manage the location, and they check it out for us if it's ever been inputted in the system that they have. So everything's clear. So
Oh, okay,
it's a
okay,
clearinghouse. So we sat there. Finally, we see a male black come out of the house. We had a unit standing by, not too far away, and
A black and white.
a black and white.
Okay.
Right. So we can make a stop on it, The male black hops right in the RV, starts it up, starts taking off, starts driving out of the...
What time is it?
By this time, it's about 4:30.
Dang, you guys been up there 3.5 hours.
Yeah, So we've been
Just
up there
talking
since-
dirty to each other, and then stuff starts happening.
just having a good time. I didn't have nothing to eat, I had to feed the fat boy, and I didn't get to eat.
No beers?
No. And we're on duty. But
So he jumps in.
he jumps in, he takes off. We start hustling off the roof, hopping in our undercover units, and so we start following the RV. And we followed the RV and called the unit in to, hold
When he
on.
starts heading west, right?
He gets on the freeway from Santa Fe and the 91. It starts heading west.
Starts heading west.
On the 91 freeway. So by that time, we get the unit to pull the RV over. Right about the turnoff going into the 110,
Okay.
from the 91. Middle of traffic, heavy traffic. We're backing up traffic for
LA
miles.
traffic sucks.
Right. And I'm praying, good God, I hope there's dope in here.
So you're running on adrenaline right now.
Oh, yeah. Because I want to,
I mean, you're sick,
I'm sick,
but
know,
you
been
want to make this bust.
throwing up, not having a good day.
Might be pregnant.
Pull the guy out, ask him a few questions, where you going, you got a license, and it just so happens that this male black had a Tex-Arkana, or Arkansas driver's license. And the informant had mentioned that to me,
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Light bulb goes off.
Light bulb goes off. So we
Was
go
he
in
clean? I mean, you ran a background right on him?
there. We did. I can't remember
Okay,
exactly,
okay.
John.
So obviously he's going to say, it's not mine. I didn't know it was here.
Of course, yeah. you know, but we're getting the dope off the street, getting it off the street. So
all you people in Arkansas, you guys better be thankful for this.
kiss an undercover narcotics officer when you can and thank him, because we're the ones that saved a loved one from becoming a drug addict. So just remember that.
Yeah, but they'll never know who you actually are.
Yeah, I guess you're right there, huh? You know.
So you pull them, you throw them out of the RV.
No. We escorted him out of the RV.
Oh, okay.
Throw him, all right? Easy now, John. So anyhow, we get him out. I start searching the RV. Now, I don't want to tear it up because I don't have a search warrant just yet, but I do have him sign up.
So if he hadn't, does he have to consent to that?
He consented to it.
So if he didn't consent, then you have to go get a warrant, right?
Correct.
Or impound or tow it.
Well, we're going to tow it anyways.
Okay.
You know. But time went on. We called our K9 handler. You know, we're waiting for the dog to show up.
Sweating bullets.
Sweating, man. You know, and we're blocking traffic again, one lane. It's just crazy. You know, and I'm a little panicking. You know, I hope this thing really pans out.
What would you have done to your informant if nothing was there? You can't say it on film, can you?
I would have really, you know,
had some strong words with him.
Strong words with him, and you know, some discipline. We know what it took place. But so anyhow, the dog gets there.
You call the backup dog.
The K9 gets there, and
drug sniffing cat.
I explained, you know, narco dog, man. So I explained to, God, I can't remember his name, man. Steve, I want to say. You know, of what was happening. So he gets his dog out of the car. Dog's all excited, man. Right when he entered the door, he veered to the front of the vehicle near the dashboard, all over the dashboard. He goes nuts. He goes ballistic. But the whole time I kind of left out, John. The whole time that I'm searching, I could smell coffee. I could smell aroma
like Starbucks.
Of coffee. Yeah.
Why? What does coffee have to do with anything?
Well, a lot of times, you know, these narco guys, you know, that are transporting dope, they wrap the dope in coffee to throw off the dog that they have.
Which obviously didn't work.
No, it didn't work, man. This dog was too bad, you know. And so he.
I'm sorry. So you walk in and the RV smells like coffee.
Yeah, it smells like coffee, man. So I'm, you know, it's here.
So anybody trying to transport drugs or whatever, cocaine and coffee, it doesn't work.
Right.
And they've probably only gotten better since then until now, 2019.
Yeah, you know, they've gotten more elaborate and, you know, smart.
No, I mean the dogs.
Oh, yeah. You know, but I can't.
So he goes right for the dash.
He goes right for the dashboard. You know, the window, the front of the whole window area, and he's just barking, slobbering. You know, and my partner
like
tells
my ex-wife. Your partner tells you,
"Hey V, the dope's here. The dope's here, man." I say, "All right." So we started looking even more closer. So as I started looking closer, I saw the metal frame around the window that the screws there were repainted. So good, you know, like maybe some nail polish, you know. So it's been removed. So I get my.
What year is this RV?
Geez, man.
So this took place in what, late 80s, early 90s?
I can't really remember. Man,
okay.
93, I think it was, or something like that.
So this
95.
RV could have been 10 years old. It could have been 83. It could have been late 70s.
Something, you know.
Okay.
But it was a newer RV. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't something that you would go, wow, look at that thing. It was something like, oh, yeah, it's a nice RV. It's okay.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
It's good.
So the screws are painted. Somebody's actually taking the time to
exactly
take care of these screws.
Right. So my partner and I, you know, Jeff, and we started unscrewing. Mark gets there. We're unscrewing the whole frame around the window, and we pull out the dashboard, however, so slightly, so that we can, in case we didn't find it, we can put it back, you know. But right when we took out the dashboard, there was the 60 keys, man. Nice. You know, we just saw a few for a minute there, but as we started unloading,
you saw it all.
The kilos one by one.
What is it? It's in cellophane?
It's wrapped up in cellophane, white, clear. Well, the white, you know, was the cellophane, and coffee in between that white cellophane and clear cellophane, to throw off the dog, the smell, the scent.
It's a brick. It's physically a brick.
Yeah, physically a brick, man. And so we got it all out. 60 keys. Big bust, man. Hooked up the guy. Towed the RV back to the station. Put it on the back lot because we ended up asset forfeiting.
I bet there was a car following that RV.
Probably
several cars.
And we probably should have, maybe thought about that at that time. We didn't see any other cars in the area that followed after we started following.
Yeah, but if I was a businessman in the art of transporting drugs, I would have some guys watching my investment.
Right. Yeah, and they,
several cars.
Maybe that's what he was waiting for so long. He decided, no, I got to get going. And he waited, for his follow-up, his backup.
But it doesn't end good for your informant, does it? Right?
No, it does, man. No, I mean
years down the road.
Down the road, right? It was a good time, a good kill for us, on the dope and taking it off the street.
So do you leave it in the RV and tow everything back to the yard, or you
take
physically
possession.
remove it and throw it into a car,
right?
Into a black and white,
right,
or undercover car.
Correct. And then we transport it back to the station. We book it into evidence.
Snap a picture of you.
Yeah. There was a lot of photos taken. It was a lot of fun. Called in some other narco officers to come in and help us, with the work.
Did you sample it to make sure it was cocaine?
Yeah, we sampled it.
Nice.
And
it turned out to be
pure blue, turned blue. The little package you use. It was real nice. No, we didn't sniff it, man, or nothing like that. I know you're gonna get to that. You sick dog.
I'm just joking. Yeah, I got squirrels too in my head. So.
I know, you son of a gun. At that time, again, I was dying with the flu. I was just, wasn't feeling well. So my partner Mikey, he came in, wrote the report for me. Very honorable and nice of him to do that. Because it was a long report, and I just gave him all the information, all my notes that we took, while we waited up there. And the chief came downstairs and said, "Hey, man, I don't want this dope here. Get it out of this department." So my partner Mark.
Why doesn't he want it there?
He just doesn't want to take the chance of having that large of amount of cocaine there. You just never know, and it was too much,
Scared of something internally happening, or is he scared of something externally happening?
Both.
Like a hijack?
Correct. Both.
Both.
Yeah, we didn't want to fall into that, area. So
because whoever's following the RV is following you guys back to wherever you take
possibly, and they know where it's at. So I like the way you're thinking, man. That's good.
That's a lot of money, dude.
A lot of money, that we took off the street.
A lot of money.
So we called the FBI, and we packaged it all up for them. A few FBI agents came down, and we got our units, our police units, our detectives, unit, their gang unit, to escort that dope down to
FBI's gang unit or your gang unit?
Our gang unit, and the FBI task force. Yeah, their task force shows up.
And your gang unit's there as well.
Our gang unit's there as well. We load it up in the car, and we transport it down to the FBI building there on Wilshire, and and lock it up in their vault. They got more security there. They're more, got more money.
They'll shoot somebody.
Oh yeah, man. So it was there, and we got.
What happens to the drugs?
Well, after several years, after the indictment and after the filing of the charges and things like that, years following that, it gets destroyed.
You really think it gets? I know I've asked you this before. You really think it gets destroyed?
Oh yeah, I've been on, a few destroys that we did in our vault.
So my conspiracy theory mind says, you know what? They probably keep that. They probably sell it to somewhere, take the money.
I hope not.
And use it for conflicts other than war.
Yeah.
As the feds. That's what I think. But maybe it slowly disappears from the evidence room, or
yeah. I couldn't tell you, and I hope it doesn't happen like that. But
Leave the comments below if that's what you think too, because that's where my mind's going.
you're sick dog. But yeah, so it was a great time. Next day we came in, or I came in the next day, and we've got a nice written, accommodation for it, all of us there. And
What happened to the driver?
I can't remember. Like I said, I went home that night. I didn't interview him. I don't know. Maybe my partner Brian or Jeff interviewed him, and
Just plead the fifth. I didn't know it was there.
yeah, exactly. I was just happy to get the dope off the street, man. 60 keys. And it was a good time.
Wasn't a good time for the guy that owned that 60 keys.
No, not at all. But further to come, on the informant. They gave me the information.
And the 60 keys. Well, you kept some behind, right?
We kept 4 behind in the vault. Jeff Nussman wanted the 4 kilos in case we wanted to do reverse stings. Other kilo busts came about, 4 here, 1 here, and you really got to learn the mannerisms of these narco guys that are transporting. And so as time went on, you get a good feel, a good hunch, of what's out there and what's moving, who's lying to you, who's not,
Just a intuition, a
exactly.
gut feeling.
Good gut feeling, But we did, like I said earlier, we did asset forfeiture the RV, and the police department got the RV. We used it as a command center several times.
Did you really?
Sat on the back lot with Compton PD all over it. So thank you, Mr. Narco Transporter, for the RV. It was nice. And when I saw that with friends having, their children turn addicted to drugs, and it just, drew the fire more to get out there and do reverse stings, do buy busts, take down homes, asset forfeit the homes, cut the snake off by the head, man. Get rid of it. And
Where do you think these drugs were coming from? Mexico?
of course, yeah, man. Colombia through Mexico, all
Up
that.
through San Diego?
Right, Texas, all the borders there, even coming in from the shipyards, So,
Really?
oh yeah.
The container ships? Even back then?
Oh yeah.
I've heard
Even back
reports
then.
now, but even back then.
Yeah,
Just pay off those longshoremen.
exactly.
Yeah, don't check that Land Sea container.
Right.
Here's $1,000. Just bring it on in.
Even the drivers. There's another 500, man. Take it to where it needs to go and just drop out the container and leave it there. Somebody else will pick it up.
So all that stuff you guys see in movies, it's kind of close.
Yeah, it's kind of close, Don't believe everything. It's all, Hollywood, but I'm giving you the true stories of being a Compton cop.
True stories.
And,
And what are your
there'll be
3
more
life
coming.
lessons?
My 3 life lessons is keep God number 1, John 10:16. We have only one shepherd. Love and respect each other. 2, use your darn turn signals when you turn left or right. Be respectful. And 3, push your chair in after you eat at a restaurant and even in your own home. Come on.
Those filthy pigs.
It's just easy. It's just common sense, But let's love and respect everybody. And I love you. And we'll talk soon. We'll have good times. Remember, stay alert, stay alive. ComptonCop.com.
Expressing comments to her. She's concerned he might return.
Forgive this at 32.
Again, if there are any other retired cops out there or cops that want to be interviewed, please contact me at narcos@comptoncop.com or hit like and subscribe and leave me your information and I'll get in contact with you.